Hello, everybody. My name is Grizzly Muffin. I know. What a beautiful name. What a wonderful name. Came up with myself. I am very, very. Anywho, so this is we were playing Stanley Parable. I'll be honest. I had to go through the intro several times before this, just because my audio was messing up, and I wanted to make sure the audio was just right. So, without further ado,
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I know.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
It's a very nice store.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on
How
the
exciting.
keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Wow.
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Well, I do like pushing
Although others
buttons.
might have considered it soul-rending,
Oh, no, that's
Stanley
exciting.
relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
What do you want? It may be boring, but as long as Stanley's happy, that's all that
And
really
then one
matters.
day, something very peculiar happened.
What happened?
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened.
You think he would have noticed this when he was, like, coming home?
isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Because I'm a smart guy, and I run out of offices and apparently can't get around chairs. Okay, here we go. We'll say this is a nice office, to be honest. I mean, I don't work in an office in real life, so
Yes,
I don't
that's
know
where everyone would be.
how awesome it is.
Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Let's see. Okay, so right here, this is basically the equivalent of my setup that I'm actually using right now. So I feel like they just like shouted me out like really well. I'm on a table. Okay, so you can't jump in the game, so I'm really hoping I'm able to like climb up on objects like this more. Oh man, wait, can I do it again? Wait, jump. Come on. Alright, I'll do it. You gotta do this before I go. Oh my gosh. Also, my keyboard is, I got this keyboard from Goodwill. Shout out to Goodwill. I love Goodwill. But, the keyboards don't always work, so. If I can, like. Okay. Yeet. Oh.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Why the left one? The left one's not the right way. The right door's the right way! Get it? Because the right door is the right way. I'm going on the right, because that guy, I don't like how demanding he is. Assuming we're
This
meant to
was
go.
not the correct way to the meeting room,
Yes, it
and
is.
Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Actually, I do know.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire
I
it.
honestly do. Wow.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring.
It really is.
It had really been worth the detour after all,
It
just to
is.
spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
I honestly really like
Stanley
this room.
simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I really did. It's a really nice room. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I would not I would not mind going in this
really,
room every day.
really worth it being here in the room.
It really is.
A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Yeah,
Really
because
worth it.
it is worth it. Don't judge me, Mr. Computer Man. I like rooms. I love chairs and
At
couches.
this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Wow. Thanks for boosting my confidence. I've only been in the room for about 5 seconds, and salty maybe.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Excuse me, I sneezed. Twice. But the game was trying to send me a message, huh? You trying to assume I'm in a game? Hey, this is my real life. This is my real life being right now. That's actually a nice clock. Is that the time? Wait, is that actually the time? I'm gonna check the clock. Oh, for a minute there I thought it was just my actual time. That would have been actually really cool. I would have enjoyed that. Alright, guess we're leaving.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room.
Do you want, just because you said that,
first open door on his left to get back to business.
What open door? Oh, right there? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going over here. Wow.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
See, this is actually how my real job is over here. Yeah. I'm not bad at following directions. I follow my boss's directions, just not yours, Mr. Dude. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Warning: Do not jump from the cargo lift while in motion. Will cause death. That sounds really fun.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong
Yes,
foot.
we did. You've been giving me directions. I don't want.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but
Yeah,
the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
You know what? You are right.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Who?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Oh. Well, I really want to jump off and die, but now you've made it so convincing. You really have. Do it just for you.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who is her?
She's been waiting.
Who? I'm genuinely curious. Oh.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this.
I don't want to.
Reach out to her.
I don't
If
wanna.
you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the... Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone?
Maybe.
Well, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that?
I didn't know I could actually
You
do that.
chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
I'm sorry. Here, let me plug. Oh, I can't plug it back in. No, sorry, I didn't know that was a thing you could do.
Here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment.
I'm sorry,
he finds his
I didn't think it
wife,
was actually
and
an
the two
option.
pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible?
My bad.
None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand.
My bad.
How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner?
Why did you notice?
You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you've made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation?
No, not
I
really.
won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
Well, I would hope you would.
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Oh, okay, cool. I get to watch a video. Guys,
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person.
Well, yeah.
But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice.
Shia looks like Steven.
He could spend years
Looks like a
helping
good
improve
guy.
the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations.
Wow.
Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house.
That sounds
Which
a lot more
choice
like me.
would you make?
I'll be
Remember
honest, I
that
would root
unlike
the
here,
orphans.
the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood,
Does equal
that
fish.
person is
Everyone
not
knows
real.
this.
Allow the person to finish their thought, Then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking.
What if I want
Turn
if I
to a
want
partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
What? Practice? Hi! I'm the only one in this room. I'm so alone. Ah! Wait, I don't have a partner with me.
Excellent.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process.
I would do that. I
Most
would
medical
definitely write it
professionals
down.
recommend
Just
making at least
stick my
8
head in its
choices
mouth.
per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm very insignificant.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago.
Oh, good.
And see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Oh, cool. Oh, where? Oh, it's here. Bum, ba, bum. Ba-da, ba-da, ba-ba. Ba-da, ba. I just went backwards.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
Dang it!
Imagine the main character
Why?
dying senselessly halfway through the story.
But I kinda want
that
to.
story would make no sense at all.
It
We
kinda
just
does,
need to get
though.
you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Dang it. Okay, so fine. I'll play to your rules. This is communism right here. Any way for me to jump up? No, it's not. Alright. I was kind of hoping there was an open place in the gate. Bum bum ba da bum ba-dum bum 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 bum. Ah, I like the room.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
But I really like the room. Anything I can click on? Can't click on anything. Okay, guess not. Alright, almost there. We're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. Ba-da-ba-dum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story
Fine.
first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
I'm
Just
su-
follow my
I'm-
lead and you'll be fine.
I'm really
All
sure I
right.
will.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wow! I've learned so much. No.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Fine. You know, I do.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For
Because it
what?
was fun.
What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do?
Get
Even if
views.
there were a way to continue, would it be
YouTube.
worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To
little bit.
willingly destroy all
Maybe.
of my work? I don't know.
It's very possible.
What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut
Can
the
I
game
line
down.
up? Wait, can I actually
have
line up
to.
all those words?
I have to.
Everything. Oh, okay. Well, Mr. Grumpy Pants. Oh.
thought you were so clever. Now look where we are.
Yeah, I did.
My entire game is destroyed.
I mean, I am pretty
It
clever.
was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground.
Well, you could have
What,
warned me.
did you think that would be funny?
Yes,
You
actually.
just had to see?
I would
Didn't
think
I
that was
impress upon you
hilarious.
how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought
Watch
hadn't
your
even
profanity.
occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Actually, I'm legally an adult. Thank you very
That
much.
story.
Here, do you want
If
to
you'd
say
just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious.
What?
It would have been so perfect. I
Wait,
worked
tell
so
me
hard
that.
on it. I tried so hard.
If you would have told me that, if you would have just told me that, I would have
Is
totally
behave
done it.
exactly as Stanley would.
What?
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
Should we be nice to him for once?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I think I'm gonna follow his directions this time, just to kind of be a little bit nicer. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping
What
he
is
might find an
that?
answer there.
The stock market is somewhere here. What do people want? Things. James, is you are fired. Money, more money. Things, but with money to buy. More things. Graphs about things and money. Wow, this. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Oh my gosh. What's this? I'm reading all that. Wait, is that Twin Towers? Oh. But I want to go in. Dang it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm scared.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
No one's
Shocked,
here with me.
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 312.
Stanley spoke the code.
I did.
Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115.
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
Yes,
You
actually.
didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver.
I'm trying.
Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
It really is, dude. Night Shark 115.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do.
I can't
asked
speak.
you for this one single thing, for your respect.
Bro,
the
I'm trying-
kind of
I'm trying to
respect
speak, man.
Stanley
Sorry.
shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Excuse me?
Stanley? Hello? Is everything
Sir.
okay?
Hope you know I'm up here.
I
Sir?
need you to make a choice.
What?
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
I'm I'm trying.
Can you hear me?
I'm trying.
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a
It
decision.
sounds so sad.
It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something.
Oh no, he's so sad.
This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it.
Oh no.
So,
Don't be sad. I'm sorry. I'm up here.
are you there? You listening to this? Stanley, are you there?
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best.
I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to make through.
That's all right. I'll wait for you
No,
to
guys.
decide
I swear. I'm
what
not.
the right thing to do.
Can't control it. No.
As much time as you need.
No. You seem so sad. No. I'm sad. I made him sad. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't want to. I didn't want to do it. Oh, okay. Okay, this time I'm gonna be nice to him. I don't want to disappoint him again. He acted like really sad. It was super important to him, and I screwed it up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the right thing this time, guys. What? Excuse me. Where is it?
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages.
Oh.
If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Okay. I'm gonna shut this off. Don't waste power. Alright. That was weird. Actually, I wonder. No, I can't turn it off. There we go. We'll make sure everything's off so we're not wasting power. Here we go. Wait, input. Okay, I can't do anything with that. Where'd my talking friend go? I'm sad. I don't know where he is. I just want to talk to my friend.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, we gotta be nice from this time. Wait, I wonder if it'll have the same thing happen if I just stand here. He'll start to be like, why? Where have you been? How you guys doing? You guys doing good? Liking the video? Hope so. Hope so. Smash like. Hit that subscribe button because I come out with cringy videos. Okay. Doesn't sound like I would do the same thing. Bum 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 411. Wait, what number is this? Oh, it doesn't have a number. That's stupid.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Oh my gosh.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Projector? Hello, projector. Bum 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 bum.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so
Wow.
he turned around and got back on track.
Alright. So there'd be something down there. Whoa.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, guys, you know how I said I was gonna follow his directions? No, I can't. I made a promise to you guys. I made a promise to him. So, gotta do the right things here. Gotta do the right things. Gotta be nice. Mr. Bossman.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
The room is different.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this.
The room
What
is
dark
different.
secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
8, 4, 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code.
Completely
by
random
sheer luck.
buttons.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
This seems kind of creepy. Do this for you, man. Oh, just push the button. Oh, okay. Okay, guys. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Oh. Loading. Oh my gosh. Alright, so. I'm gonna have to end this video here soon.
Descending deeper into the building,
Okay.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest.
Yeah, it was.
As though he felt more free to think for himself.
Yeah.
To question the nature of his job.
Yeah.
Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Whoa. Well, I guess I ain't going back up.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape. Okay. I'll try. Oh, never mind, it's dark. Oh. Okay, I can't go back. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Okay.
The lights rose on
Whoa.
an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh, I can go through and die. Alright. Oh my gosh.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh no. Must destroy this land. Must escape it. What's this do?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to
Fired.
believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been
Fired.
under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
This makes me sad. This makes me very sad. Going up.
No. He refused to believe it.
Yeah.
He couldn't accept it.
I'm
His own
not
life
under control
in
of
someone
someone
else's
else.
control? Never. It was unthinkable.
Stanley.
Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
It's
Had
your
he
boy
truly
Stanley.
spent his entire life
I'm a
utterly
special man.
blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
Oh no.
Controls labeled with emotions.
Oh no.
Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Cool, how to do that? How? Faculty power? I'll just shut it off from where? Is it just easy to where I can just boop, 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 boop?
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place
Yeah.
and to everything it stood for.
Oh. Okay. Guess I died. Guess it killed me. Heard a lot of zapping and everything went dark, so I'm assuming I'm dead. Oh?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Yeah, is it over? I don't know.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed
I have
into
some of
the
those questions
chamber,
as well.
he realized none of this mattered to him.
Oh, okay.
For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness.
Is that a tree?
Perhaps his goal had not been to
real life?
understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
It's so beautiful.
Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
Oh, I'm in Ireland.
And that was all he needed to
Oh, that's cool. I'm in Ireland.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
What is that?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin.
Oh, okay. Can't control
The
it anymore.
feeling of liberation. The immense possibility of the new path before him.
Huh.
This was exactly the way,
Wow.
right now, that things were meant to happen. And
Beautiful.
Stanley was happy.
Good for Stanley. I'm glad. Helped Stanley, you know, get not be a slave. And now the narrator's happy because he got his story good. Wow, that was a very emotional game. I'm definitely playing again. Okay, so I definitely want to hear more of the endings. I definitely want to see a lot more of the endings, see how many I can get. So, in the next video, I'll see if I can... Okay, so in the next video, I'm definitely going to see if I can get some more endings, because... Okay, so I got the regular ending. I got the one where the game crashed. Did I get any more endings than that? I don't think I did. Yeah, I don't think I got any more endings than that today. So, yeah, this will be good. Be coolio, my dudes. Alright, so sounds good to me. So, yeah, see how many endings I can get. Like, comment, even if it's hate comments, just comments in general. I love all of you. Not really, but I'll pretend like I do right now because I'm still got that light. Anyway, so subscribe if you liked it, if you liked it and whatnot. Yeah. Y'all have a wonderful day.